Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY and on this video tutorial I'm going to show you how you can take an old sweater. I purchased this one yesterday at Goodwill, and we made candle garters yesterday, which I don't have any of them in my craft room, but you can also make all kinds of other things with it. So today I'm going to show you how you can turn it into a pumpkin on a pillow. And this is what I have been fiddling around with this morning. I used the front of that sweater, and I don't know how well you can see the three sections, but I'm going to show you how to do this. We're going to work on the other side of my pillow. This is a pillow cover that you can get. It comes in a package of 2 from magnoliadiy.com. They're really nice. They're lined. I use these for all kinds of things, like, for example, a month or so ago, I made this adorable pillow. So, yeah, so if you're interested in the direct link to these pillow covers, just let me know. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a pattern, and then you're going to decide how big do you want your pumpkin to be. There's really no magic way to draw a pumpkin. So you can Google it if you feel like you need help. My idea of a pumpkin, this is half of it. It's not dark enough for you to really be able to see. Is that they have a center at the top, and then at the bottom, they kind of have 3 lumps. So I folded this piece of computer paper in half, whoops, just so it would be symmetrical. And I'm gonna cut this out. It's not gonna be big enough, so we're just gonna use this sort of as a guide to draw. And the main thing what I really want to show you guys is how to line your pumpkin so that it doesn't completely fray or get stretchy or stretched out or super stringy. I'll get you a link to that pillow form in just a little bit. So here's a rough pumpkin. When I'm looking at it, it looks a little bit too wide. Up here, there's really no perfect pumpkin. And if I had some of those large Dollar Tree wood pumpkins, I would use that. Okay, so this is my sweater. Like I said, I already used the front of it. So we're going to use the back. It's got a real cute 2 different patterns of a weave, and I think it'll be adorable. This is canvas drop cloth that I use all the time. This is the stuff that's not super great in my opinion. It's a little thinner. It came from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to do the same thing here and fold a piece of it in half, and then I'm going to put my little pumpkin on this, and I am going to make it bigger because I want it to look about the right scale on my pillow. Okay, so I'm just going to trace. You won't see this pencil mark at all. Okay, and I'm going to grab some pins just to hold it in place while I cut it out. So how is everyone doing? Oh my gosh, I posted pictures this morning that I found on Pinterest of some super adorable projects that you can make with old sweaters, with sweaters that you pick up at garage sales, thrift stores. You know, maybe somebody's about to do a big donation, or maybe you have them sitting in your own closet and you just haven't worn them in 100 years. So I shared a bunch of pictures of different ideas that I found on Pinterest, And I'm curious to know if you saw that and which one of the ideas was your favorite. I absolutely loved the little owl. What'd you guys think about that? So I'm going to get a different pair of scissors. These are not great. I have cut wood and too many things with that pair, and they're not super sharp anymore. These are perfect. Okay, so let's see if this looks anything like a pumpkin. Sure it does. So imagine it on the back side of this. Okay, so we have our backing. The next thing we need to do is we need to cut it out on our sweater. And I'm actually going to cut this so I can completely fold it open. I don't want to, I have some other ideas for things that I want to make with it, so I don't want to, you know, cut anything off or mess anything up that I might want to use. This sweater was $6 at Goodwill yesterday, and look how cute the back of it is. I love this color. It's kind of a oatmeal-y color, and it's got two different kinds of a design on here. So I'm going to lay my backing on it. And we'll figure out where we want to cut it out. You don't want to use the spot in the back of a sweater where they sew the tag in. That's one thing I know for sure. Okay, so let me just pin this on. And then we will cut it out, but we're going to cut it just slightly bigger so that the inside part disappears. And really the secret to this project that I learned in doing the first one is in making sure that you have enough glue close enough to the edges to keep the sweater from unraveling. So I'll show you that in just a minute. And I'm thinking that every pumpkin, depending on the sweater and the design, is going to look totally unique and different, which I think is really cool. Okay, so I have my little pattern here pinned on. Let me scoot my camera back just a little bit. And let me also tell you guys, if you're watching on Facebook and the comments are in your way, sorry about that. I'm trying to adjust this so it'll be better for you. Then you should be able to swipe them away with your finger or a mouse, or, you know, the little up-down button by either going side to side or up and down. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this out, and like I said, I'm going to cut it a little bit bigger. I am going to save this color because we're going to use it to make the stem. We'll be trimming this multiple times, so don't worry if you don't have a great cut. Really, I just want to get it separated right now from the actual sweater, so it'll be much easier to work with. In fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back and so hang on to this sweater, because you could do 100 other things. I'm thinking that we could do some stuffed pumpkin banners. I mean, we could make acorns, we could make so many different things for fall. And this exact idea that I'm showing you guys, you could make a Christmas tree pillow. You can make any kind of anything you want with this same idea of using a sweater. For Christmas, if you could get some, you know, a plaid sweater or something with Christmas colors, that would be adorable. So I'll show you in just a second. I'm just trimming slightly bigger than the backing. A lot of noise, sorry about that. And then I'm going to look at my sweater piece and see if there's a definite front or back, if it looks different on one side versus the other. Okay, this is all garbage. So this is what it's looking like. My craft room is going to be a huge disaster again, because it's going to have these little bits of sweater everywhere. Yes, this is definitely the front. So we're going to put this on the back of it. We're not stuffing this. We're gluing this basically all over to the sweater material so that the sweater material will have some shape when we put it on the pillow and it won't get all stretched out and saggy. All right. So now I need my glue gun, my hot glue device, and I'm going to get out my little silicone crafting mat, so I can just glue right on here. And I am going to put a couple of pins back in it just so it doesn't move around too much. Okay, let's do one down here too. Okay, so let's start at the top, and I'm going to do a little bit of glue going down into the pumpkin. I hope this is all making sense. This is not a hard project at all. It's really not. And I would definitely recommend that you use a low temperature heating hot glue device for this project because you're going to have it all over everywhere. Okay, I'm sort of attached now at the top, and I want you guys to see that once we get it on our attached to the pillow, you're not going to really see these places where I'm doing glue. Let me think for just a minute though. I do want to draw the sections of a pumpkin. I think that gives these a lot of dimension. And this is going to be completely hidden. I'll hold it up in just a second so you can see. So we'll be stuffing each of these sections individually. Can you see that? And I'm going to do some glue along those places. I think, how do I want to do this? Sometimes it's easier if you are kind of working from the back. I feel like if you just glued this sweater onto your pillow form and you stuffed it, that it would look a mess almost right away. It would get all stretched out and you'd have a ton of strings falling off on your couch, you know, sweater pieces for days. And nobody wants that, right? Okay, so I'm going to keep gluing. You're not leaving anything open to stuff on this, okay? Well, I see Pat Murphy from Southeast Georgia. I'm in Georgia too. I don't know if you knew that. We live in the northern suburbs of Atlanta. And it is most definitely fall here. It's so pretty outside. We have blue skies and cool, chilly weather, and the leaves are all turning and falling off the trees. It's just beautiful. This is not very exciting. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so now I have my pumpkin attached to, it's kind of like a liner almost. And now what I want to do is I want to get, make sure I get everything. That I don't have any big holes. Okay, so when we glue it to our pillow, we'll start with the center section, and we'll glue that down. I do need to do the stem first. I'm glad I just thought of that. And you can make the stem out of whatever you want. It doesn't even have to be the same material as the sweater, but this has got this great collar that I definitely want to use. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, there's my little stem. All right. Now, in case you joined late, this was my first attempt. This was the front of that sweater that we made the candle garters with yesterday. And it's stuffed in 3 sections, and this is a pillow cover from magnoliadiy.com that's really nice. I love these. Make sure that you're working, you know, the direction that you need to, that you put your zipper at the bottom. And that you have your pumpkin placed in the center if that's what you want. Or it could be off center if that's what you want. Oh, this is going to be so cute. Okay. So I'm just thinking. I think I'm going to lay this particular one right over the top. So let's start and do that center section. we're going to come back and add a ton more glue. Yes, it's a stabilizer, Darlene, for the sweater fabric. And I just used inexpensive canvas duck. You don't have to use that, but it works great. And I am using my Sherbonder low temperature cool shot heating device. Let me hold it up so you can see. And I am just using regular glue sticks that are the Sherbonder low temperature brand. These are not the specific ones for fabric, because here's the thing, those are a little bit more expensive, and honestly, unless it's something that's going to be washed in the washing machine, you can use regular Sherbonder low temperature hot glue. There's no way this pillow would ever be washed. If it was washed, it would all disintegrate. So, yeah, so that's why I'm using this. But I am going to end up with tons of glue on my fingers, so that's why I think it's important that you use a low temperature hot gluing device. Okay, we're going to go clear down to the bottom, and then we'll stuff the center section. All right, and last time I was at Walmart to try to buy some polyfill, they didn't have any. Walmart is my go-to craft store because it's about 1 mile from my house. So I just bought a big pillow, and I want to give you this tip. If you're going to use a pillow, the stuffing, get a firm pillow, because that stuffing will hold its shape a little better. It's not as flimsy and floppy as like the stuffing would be in a really soft pillow. Okay. So we're stuffing the center section. Let me get a pencil. Before we move on to glue the other sides. I need to get this up in here. Ruler, because this is not really long enough to push that all the way up to the top. Let's see. A paintbrush might work. Yeah. I want you to be able to see the sections that we're gluing on this one, especially since this one is a little bit plainer piece of the sweater. And you can stuff these as full or not as you want. It's totally personal preference. I have a pillow right here, so we'll put that in when we're all done so you can see what both sides look like. Okay, can you see the profile of that? All right. I think I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm going to glue this section closed. So we'll get all 3 sections done. Then we're going to come back, we'll add the stem. Then we're going to come back and glue in really close to the edges to keep the sweater from fraying. And then we'll trim it. And it's this one $6 sweater from Goodwill will have gotten a lot of great use, and it'll be getting more because I'm going to use every single bit of it. Look also, you guys, if you're going to look in your own closet, look in, if you're married, your husband's closet. If you have children, grown or little, look in their closets, because you just never know what you're going to find. And the design of the sweater is what totally makes the whole project. So when I was looking, we had just done a big donation to a charity of a clothing kind of thing. So darn it, I know I probably had stuff that I could have used. But when I was at Goodwill looking for a sweater, they didn't have a lot of great choices. And I bought two. And you guys, one of them, and then I washed them on hot and dried them. And one of the sweaters that I bought was way too beautiful to cut up. I actually wore it yesterday during my tutorial. So don't fall in love with what you buy, because then you'll have less options. But it was plainer, and it was kind of a creamy ivory, mostly. Okay, can you see how that section is coming along? Isn't it cute? All right, I'm going to glue it closed. Well, I'm going to put just a teeny bit more in. And it is easier to have it this way, and then you can just glue in the liner, and then we're going to come back and glue closer. But it's easier to get to it if you kind of have it upside down. When you're putting your glue on. I was afraid that this was going to be boring, but I don't think it is. I got some buttons out, so we could do that if we want. We don't necessarily have to. All right, let's start on the other section. So if you guys are liking this idea, I would love it if you would sprinkle. Thank you, Gail, for sprinkling. I appreciate that. Don't hesitate to ask questions. When I'm all finished up, I will go sit down in my comfy chair and read what you guys have to say. If you end up doing a sweater pumpkin pillow or a Christmas tree pillow or anything like that, I definitely want to see pictures. Some people outgrow their houses because of their kids. We have, one of my followers here was just saying that they have outgrown their house because of their kids. Well, my kids are grown up now. One's married. And so our house is feeling the opposite of what hers must be. Our house is feeling like it's kind of empty without our kids in it. We're pretty recent empty nesters. You can embellish these with all kinds of different things. You could, if you're a bling person, you could put some bling on the stem. If you want to use ribbon, you could use ribbon. It's not going to ever be washed. This is a purely decorative pillow for fall. So you can have at it and totally embellish it in whatever way appeals to you. Okay, thinking, can I get this in there? Okay, now I'm going to just glue the liner closed, and then we'll come back and we'll glue the whole the edge of the sweater. When I'm looking at it on my phone here, it almost looks like burlap, but it's a sweater. Okay, so here is my little stem, and I want to give it some sturdiness. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue it, put glue inside of it so it's fully stuck to itself. See right here? We don't want that. You could totally go crazy, or it's really not even crazy, and do a blue sweater and have it be a blue pumpkin or a teal or purple or absolutely whatever appeals to you. And that's kind of fun. I like that. Okay, so I've got it glued to itself, and now I just want to get in pretty good because that'll keep it from fraying. Okay, let's add this puppy. Oh my gosh, this is so cute, to the top of our pumpkin. I'm not stuffing it or anything. Let's see. I'm just gluing it on. Where do I want it to start? I think right there. Oh my gosh. You guys, look how cute that's going to be. On the other one, I took a long strip, and we could do that with this one too. Let's do it. And I made like this little tie. So let's get some more sweater. And for that, I'm just going to take from one of the sleeves. Okay, and then I'm going to hem the end of it by basically just gluing it down over itself. Otherwise, I could really see how that could get super frayed. Okay, and you're definitely going to need to clean up your gluing device as you're going along. I don't know if you've heard this trick before, but I use used dryer sheets. And they take the glue strings and all the gunk that builds up on your gluing devices, they take that right off. Okay, so I hemmed that with hot glue. And let's hem the other side. Oh, thank you, Nancy. She says, hello, Heidi. As usual, a super craft idea. I'm glad you like it. The picture that I shared earlier today from Pinterest was a creamy, like a cable knit sweater in a cream colored, on a cream colored pillow. And I love the look of that, but now I'm totally loving this too. So you can totally change the look of your pumpkin pillow just by the sweater that you opt to use. And this is quite glue intensive. Okay, so I glued that, and I'm going to trim this. And we are going to glue it down. So it looks like it's just draped on the pumpkin, but the whole entire thing is going to be glued down, and that way it won't get all stringy and stretched. Okay, so here's my little tie, and I'm going to put it behind this stem. Make sure I'm dealing with the right side of it. No, I wasn't. Okay, that is basically how I'm going to do it. So let's start by attaching it to our pillow. And then let's get it attached to our stem. All right, and I opted to leave a little bit of this little rough area right there visible because I think that's a super cute piece. Okay, so I'm going to do this whole thing. Lots of glue. We'll come back and add more. I can even believe that. Do you guys like this project? Can you imagine how adorable this could be in a plaid fabric? You could do this kind of idea with a flannel shirt. It would look different, but it could be very, very nice. Okay, so I have that piece of it glued on. Come back and look and see, where do I need to add some more glue? It's going to naturally kind of fray on the edges a little bit, so I'm not going to get too excited about that, but just looking to see where could I put some glue closer out to the edge. Okay, so let's do this other little bit here. Super glue intensive, oh my goodness. But it's still going to be pretty soft, so it would be comfortable to lean up against this unless you put like rhinestone brooch or something, you know, real sharp on it. It would still be pretty comfortable to have on your sofa or on your bed even. Oh, it's just adorable. Oh my goodness. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is you want to go around your edges, and can you see how I have the liner glued to the pillow, but I haven't glued the sweater yet. So I'm going to do that because that will stop it from getting all frayed and unraveling basically. I did find that it was easier to kind of work upside down on this part. I'm going to do a little bit more, and then I may finish the cleanup after because I want to embellish it and I want to get some input from you guys. It's pretty cute the way it is, but tell me in the comments, do you think we should add some wood buttons? These wood buttons came from Walmart. They were like $6 or $8. You can see how much I've used. I've also gifted a lot of those. With different blessing boxes and stuff. So tell me what you think. Okay, Nina says yes, we should use buttons. Julie St. Pierre says yes. Dixie says, good morning, Miss Heidi, you go girl. Judy Simpkins says yes. Violet says buttons would be so cute. Sandra Collins Little says she loves it. Okay, I haven't seen a single person say no. So, it's gonna require, you know, probably 10 more minutes of gluing around the edge to get it down really good and solid so it won't fray, and then I'll trim it up. But that's boring. I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, let's look at our button options, and I want to not forget that we're going to put the insert in it when we're done. These pillowcases are from magnoliadiy.com. They are great. They're lined. They have a nice zipper. They're a great color. I use them even when I'm not doing a stencil project. Okay, I'm on the wrong side. Okay, so let me pour out some buttons, and we'll see which ones appeal to us. I think it would be kind of fun, maybe, to do some fun shapes. And they don't have to all be the same size. Ooh, that's cute. I just love buttons. Do I have any other button lovers out there? I love most of the time the best. I love the mother of pearl, the vintage mother of pearl, but these wood buttons are pretty fun too. I need to get another package of them. I'm just looking for something that's a little bit smaller. It has a mix of the brown and white. Okay, that'll work. So can you guys see what I've got going on? That might be too many buttons now that I'm looking at it in the camera. Yeah, I've used all the cutest ones. Okay, I think we'll go with this. And these buttons are not sharp or anything. They're not going to make this pillow feel uncomfortable. I'm going to get some pictures of both sides of this sitting on my couch later today also. So you can imagine what it would look like if you made it and put it on your sofa or bed. Oh, that's really cute. What do you guys think? Does it need anything else? Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Should we put like another something right here at the tie? Oh, you're so nice. You love the mixed shapes. You would love to use odd numbers. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Let's put one more up here. One more something. We could put this really big one and have it be this side. Or We could do this really big one and have it be this side. I do feel like it needs to be larger, whatever it is that you choose. Yeah, I need to get another container of this style. I think I'm gonna do the dark one up here, and then I'll have an odd number. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. And I was thinking that there's no way it would turn out as cute as this side. But I learned a lot in doing the first side. Like, I didn't stuff the individual sections as full on this one. And I think maybe I like this side better. So, just to review, I used a sweater that's all in pieces now that I picked up at Goodwill for $6. And then to create the liner that goes behind the sweater to keep it in shape, I just used some canvas duck fabric. You can pick this up everywhere. This is not my favorite canvas duck. This came from Walmart, and this particular piece is not as thick and not as sturdy as other canvas duck that I've had before. But I just cut out a piece that was just slightly smaller than the sweater. And then we started with a piece of computer paper, and we just kind of did it one step after another. And then we glued the center section on first, and then we glued this other sections, and we stuffed them as we were going along and closed them up. We added the little stem, which was part of the collar. You could use a cuff, you could use a lot of different things. I made this little scarf out of a piece of a sleeve. And put the buttons on. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna, go over all these edges. Can you see that? Where I could see it, the pieces of the sweater starting to fall off and get all over the sofa, and I don't want that. So I will go back over and glue really close to the edges and then trim off the pieces that look like they're about to fray, and I'm good to go. So let's stuff it. That sounds funny. And I was going to mention that you could do any kind of lace or whatever you might want, like depending on what kind of a sweater you had. It would be cute to do something like this if there were two different types of weave. The possibilities are just endless, really. And then the last thing I'll do is I will get a lint roller out to pick up the little pieces of sweater, and I will I'll get all the glue strips off. And this pillow insert is pretty big and super full. I cannot remember where I got it. I have a ton of pillows for every season, and I just swap the insert in and out. So I almost need to sit on it like you do with a suitcase to zip it up. Okay. I'm going to hold it between my legs. This does not look very ladylike, but sometimes you just gotta use your legs when you're crafting. Okay. Yay! What do you guys think? Super duper duper adorable, don't you think? And this is a pretty plain sweater. What gives it the personality for a pumpkin is having the different sections, which are more pronounced on this one because I filled them fuller. And, you know, creating a stem and a little scarf if you want, adding buttons. I do actually like this side better. If I was going to redo the other side, I would definitely make the sections much fuller so they were more pronounced. But this is the actual neck of that sweater, so you can use those pieces. I did glue back further in here the two pieces together. So I will get pictures of the front and back. I'll get it all finished up and get pictures. And I'll get some pictures of it on my sofa. I'll put those pictures here in these comments. If you're interested in this pillow cover, it comes a set of 2. And I thought the price was super reasonable for a set of 2 that are really nice. Here's another one that doesn't have quite as fat of an insert in it. But you get a set of 2. So let me know if you want that, or if there's anything else you want or need or have questions about. If you missed the beginning, come back when I'm not live anymore and rewatch from the beginning on replay, and you'll get all the specifics of everything that I did and how I assembled it. Add a pop of lace to both sides. Yeah, I think that would be super cute. So I'm going to look at it for a day or so before I make a commitment of adding anything else to it. But I hope you liked this idea and that you'll run with it. That you'll take this idea and make it totally your own, in your own colors, your own style, to go in your decor, or if you're going to do it as a gift, to go in the recipient's decor. Do I have a shop in new something? I don't know what that is. Oh, do you want a link to the new Magnolia products? Is that what that question is? I'll get you a link to that when I'm all finished here. Anyways, hope you'll do this idea. I think you'll really love it. And it'll be adorable either on a bed or on a sofa, or maybe you have a wood chair that could use a little something. You can adjust the size up and down however you like. And but I just want to inspire you to do something that's maybe a little different, super affordable, no special tools required, no sewing for this. Although if you want, you could do it on a sewing machine. So if you want to see what I have coming up over the weekend or next week, do a this or a this. That's a heart, if you can't tell what that shape is. Or say something to me in the comments. It doesn't even have to be anything real serious. Those are some of the things that Facebook looks at when they're deciding who they're gonna, you know, show what. Oh, and also make sure that you've liked and followed this page. Feel free to sprinkle, feel free to ask questions. I will get you a link for the pillowcase as soon as I'm finished here. You guys have a blessed and wonderful rest of the day. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't know what we'll be doing. I do have about 5 things in the works. We might do t-shirts tomorrow. So be looking for me tomorrow, and possibly for more pictures here today. Okay. Thanks so much. See you guys later.